Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Wednesday night, a wild NBA day. Today, they finally got the Dame trade. We've been waiting on this, huh? We've been waiting on this. Once again, my voice is struggling today, so apologize if I sound a little off or if I cough in your ear once or twice. Your boy's trying to recover from whatever the hell I got. But appreciate y'all. Thank you for pulling up on a Wednesday. And we finally got what we wanted. We've been waiting for this trade. We got it. And it was a little bit of a shock though. It really was. Like I'd seen this being mentioned, some people as their sleeper. Like I'd seen that. So shout out to everyone who said that. I didn't at the time see it as possible. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think it was possible. I didn't think Milwaukee would have enough. And just I really thought that Portland was going to require more draft picks. So I didn't think Milwaukee had a chance. But once they came off that draft pick scenario and you get a player like, Holiday that you can maybe flip for other draft assets, then okay, then it kind of lines up and made sense. But shout out to everyone who had them as a sleeper pick. Like I said, I did not, just for the simple fact that I really thought that they were going to want some more draft picks. But outside of that, I'm happy we got the trade. It shook some things up. I did a pretty good article, man. Check it out on Substack. I put the link in the chat. So go ahead and click on that when you get some time. Broke down a couple different scenarios. I'll also talk about it here on the show tonight. But definitely, check that out and support your boy in his writing endeavors as well. So let me see who's in here. Shout out to everyone who's pulling up here. Hot Stick Stepper, salute to you, my guy. Appreciate you for pulling up as always. Thank you for the support. Eric Kwan, same to you. Thank you for pulling up. Goat James, thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you as always. Laker Familia, salute to you too. Thank you for pulling up. Kurt, appreciate you as always. Thank you for pulling up. Empire, remember you did that Dame video about a week ago. I had Milwaukee as one of my sleeper teams for trade for Dame. You can check the receipts on that. Yeah, that 100. Yeah, no, I know, for real. Like I said, there was a few of you in the chat that did. We talked about it. And then, like I said, I was wrong. At the time, didn't think it was possible. I thought they were going to get more draft picks. When I heard they were turning down 2 first-round picks from Miami, they said they wanted as much as 4. I figured maybe they settled on 3. Milwaukee just didn't have that to offer. So those reports indicated either A, to not be true, or B, Portland just came off of that and took the best non-Miami deal they could get and just refused to send Dame to Miami. Although I am hearing that there was potential for that Toronto deal to gain some traction. And I also heard, and this kind of came out of nowhere, like late morning, right after West Coast time, right after the trade broke, that the Clippers got into this really late and made a push, and were essentially turned down because Portland really wanted to just send Dame to the East. But I found it interesting that the Clippers did make a push late there. I'm not entirely sure what was offered, but I'll get some more of that information probably the next day or two. But my Clipper guy, he hit me on that. Like I said, this might have been maybe 10 minutes after the trade was announced. So the Clippers did make a push. Toronto made a heavy push, but Milwaukee got them. So salute to them. Salute to them for waiting it out, for being smart. And Giannis, got an upgrade at the point there. They're losing Jrui's defense, but they're gaining a straight bucket getter and a killer come playoff time to play alongside Giannis. And the Freak now has his clutch go-to guy. Chris Middleton now becomes a third option. And if you've got a team that has Chris Middleton as your third option, you've got a pretty solid team. You still got Bobby Portis there. You still got Lopez there. You still got pieces. So look for campaign to potentially end up there as well. I'm hearing that's possible. So Milwaukee is me and Dan, the Laker fan. Shout out to Dan, man. We did an episode a couple of weeks ago where we did like the contenders, the pretenders, and like the risers. And we both had Milwaukee as contenders, but like right on the bubble. They're like my 5th contender, kind of just hanging in there. And now they're a full-fledged contender, no doubt about it. They're a full-fledged contender. They're right up there with everyone else. Boston I had as number 1 in the East. Milwaukee is now right there with them, if not maybe a little ahead of them. But I think Boston is still going to be strong, especially if Kristaps Porzingis is healthy. Excuse me. But Man, Milwaukee, if they gel immediately, like if you see, like when AD got to the Lakers and that chemistry between Braun and AD was just immediate. If we see immediate chemistry with Dame and Giannis, just look out, look all the way out, because then it's going to get nuts. Yeah, exactly. Finally. Empire Jeff, Miami Heat fans are mad as, oh man, they are heated. I was getting blocked today for like, I was getting blocked by people that I don't even know. Like I was just I would just talk about the trade, and then like they would mention me, and I'd go to reply to them, and they're like, "You're blocked." So I would put something, they replied to me, and then block me right away. Like I don't even know who they are. I don't know who they existed. Didn't know they existed, and they blocked me because I gave an opinion on the trade. It's just there's some weirdos out here in these social media streets for real. But yeah, they're a little tight. But hey, they want to block me. They're cheating themselves from all this content. So that's all them. Hit the like button. Yes, please hit the like button on your way in. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button. Seeing about 20% of my viewers are non-subscribers, so help your boy out. You keep coming back. Hit the subscribe so you know when I go live. Join the team. Come on now. Appreciate that. Blue Magic, salute to you as well. Jonathan, salute to you. Thank you for pulling up, as well as you, Blue Magic. Appreciate you. Chu Tran, what's up with you? And thank you for pulling up. I appreciate you as always. Chow Lee, hi to you as well. Thank you for pulling up. But yeah, I think if he didn't go to Milwaukee, I think he would have been traded to the Raptors. The Raptors thing was close. It got real close, but their GM got a little tricky at the end. He was trying to see if he can get a deal like he did when he got Kawhi. And when that didn't appear to be evident, then it appeared like it was weird. They said they were getting close, but then all of a sudden Siakam, OG, and Scotty Barnes, none of them were on the table. So I don't understand how that trade could have been getting close without any of those guys involved. So I think that just was him trying to protect his players from finding out that they were involved in the deal, and it may just not have leaked out. But there's no way that trade got close without one or two of those three guys mentioned being thrown in there. My first reaction was finally, and then the Bucks, yeah. I mean, we talked about it. There were several people who saw them as sleepers. I said that would be dope if they can get them, but again, I didn't think they had the draft capital. So the fact that Portland took one unprotected and two unprotected swaps is a little surprising to me. And maybe that's because they got a player like Holiday back that they could flip. They got a starting center in Ayton, so maybe they figured, okay, we got a starter we can keep. We got a guy we can flip for pieces or more young talent and picks. So to them, it just made sense in the end of probably the best deal they got offered when it came down to making a deal and not sending him to Miami. So that was interesting. I did not see, I had the Bucks as like a Hail Mary, but I did not have them as a top three. Like I thought there might be a surprise team in there. But I thought it'd be someone that had more draft capital, maybe like a OKC or something like that. But I did not see Milwaukee being like a top three option. Really didn't see it there. Sovereign, thank you for pulling it up. Miami fans copying hard right now, but prayers out for DTLF and his channel. Yeah, man, I'm gonna talk about that in a bit. It was that really sucked what happened today. We'll touch on that. We'll touch on that in a bit. And got some things I'm going to try to do and support that movement and try to, obviously he's going to be down for a bit. He will be back stronger than ever. I promise you that. I know the man. I know him well. I know his commitment to his craft, and I'm most importantly, I know his commitment to his fans and his channel. And I promise you, he will be back better than ever. He will get monetized again, and he will be back stronger, better than ever, and he's going to take off as a result of this. Just trust me. But we might as well just talk about it now then. So for those who don't know, Dan the Laker fans channel got demonetized today. Go ahead and check out his video, and he gives the whole breakdown and explains what happened. I don't want to misspeak. All I can say, it had something to do with some YouTube shorts. And like I said, it wasn't anything he thought he was getting slick with or trying to trick anyone with or trying to do. He thought it was within the realm of the rules. And one way or another, it ended up, YouTube, basically something came to their attention and they took away his monetization for the time being. But I'm extremely confident. Like I said, I know Dan, he works very hard. He's very committed. And I expect for this to be resolved in due time. But in the meantime, Dan is still a man of the people. He's still going to give you guys that content. He doesn't really do it for the money. He does it because he loves it. And you're going to see that because he's going to continue to make videos, even though he's not getting monetized for it. So Dan's a real one. Make sure to go over there and support his channel, support his Cash App that's on his page. And I'll be posting that. And we're going to be doing a lot to support him soon. So yeah, man, show Dan all the support you can. And because it really does suck what happened to him. And can't wait for him to get back on his feet over there because I know he will. Pick and roll with Dame and Giannis is going to be nuts. Yeah, it's going to be incredible. So it's going to be I'm excited to see how this works. And that Malik Beasley signing is looking better by the moment now because they got him at the minimum and he's not shooting in the bright lights of LA. And he's going to be out there playing off Dame, Giannis, Middleton, Lopez, and like he's just going to be so open. Like he's going to have a bounce back season. So they're going to get a heck of a year from Beasley, and they got him at the minimum. But yeah, that pick and roll game with those two, Dame stopping a dime, pull up, Giannis just rolling hard to the rim. And even if Dame misses from the logo, Giannis is going to be down there bullying people. Like it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem, especially in the Eastern Conference. It's going to be a problem. So when you sit back and look about this, let's go and look at the pieces real quick. I'm gonna get back to these comments, but let's look at the package here. So the full trade was basically the Bucks get Dame, the Blazers get Holiday, Ayton, Kamara, 2029 first round pick, and 28 and 2030 unprotected pick swaps. Now, for Milwaukee, obviously they get the best player in the deal, so people are going to say they won the trade. But you're going from Holiday to Dame. It's not like you're going from Pat Bev to Dame or something like that, right? And so it wasn't like the Westbrook situation when the Lakers were just desperate to get rid of him and they got all those players. So this was like I wouldn't call it a major upgrade. I really wouldn't. It's an upgrade, but it's not a major upgrade. It is a star level generational one of the all-time greats, no doubt about it. But he's 33 years old. He's very expensive. There are some pros and cons to this deal, and I'll get to that in a bit. The Suns portion of this was a little intriguing here, with them getting Nurkic, Nasir Little, Keon Johnson, and Grayson Allen for essentially giving up Ayton. So they get Nurkic, who's a very capable big, who's also often injured though, but he's a very capable big, very good in the post. He's got some touch. He's big. He's strong. He can rebound. Nasir Little, like I said, young potential there. Keon Johnson and Grayson Allen, which is a scrappy, dirty player who can get out there and can drive people nuts in the playoffs just with his tenacity and getting under your skin. So I think from the Phoenix Suns perspective, I think their goal and objective was to acquire more depth, and they did that with this trade. I think Ayton was probably a little bit better than Nurkic, and it's probably has a higher ceiling, but maybe Nurkic's floor right now is higher than Ayton for what this team is and what he can bring them. And that Ayton contract just was bad from jump. And now Portland's got two pretty bad contracts there with Jeremy Grant and DeAndre Ayton. Bad contracts, but movable bad contracts, and we'll touch on that. And then obviously, Portland, like I said, getting Ayton, with getting Holiday, getting the pick and getting the pick swaps. Like I said, clearly they felt that they can get more picks for Holiday. Maybe they feel they're going to get some picks for Grant later. And the pick swaps. So, and getting their starting center in the deal. So that's kind of where they stand on it. And I'm just interested to see like where Holiday goes and when. Right off the top of the mind, like the Clippers and the Celtics just jumped to the top of the list for me. I don't know if Miami and Portland are on speaking terms right now. So I know Miami would be an option if they are. And these two teams and these guys, Joe Cronin and Pat Riley, they've got franchises to run. So they owe it to their owners and their city and their fan base and their team to at least have the conversation, because there's a natural fit there. And I think there's a trade that could happen between the two parties, maybe to salvage the fallout from the Dame situation and maybe end this in good faith. But I don't know. Dudes be petty in this league, man. Trust me. they'd be extra petty. I said, what, the Bucks, when I heard about the trade? Yeah, Bloodhound, I think we all did. It came out of nowhere. It wasn't even leaked. There was nothing heading that way. It was like Toronto. This was going very Kawhi-ish. When he requested being traded to the Lakers and then ended up being moved to Toronto, it was leading down that path. But then, from multiple reports came in that Toronto backed out of multiple deals. They had submitted multiple proposals and backed out of all of them. And probably because they didn't want their players linked. And if they felt they weren't going to get a deal done, they didn't want guys thinking they were going to get moved, which is smart. But I'm telling you, I heard at the last minute, the Clippers made, from what I heard, one hell of an effort. I don't know what that means yet. I don't know who was offered. But I know that the Clippers, they said, made one hell of an effort at the end there, but they chose the Milwaukee offer over theirs. BZ808, salute Jeff. Bucks are now the favorites to win it all. I don't know about that, but salute to you as well. I don't know if they're the favorites to win it all. Some people don't even have them as the favorites coming out of the East. But Phoenix going to have saying that. Denver's going to have saying that. The Lakers going to have saying that. The Celtics going to have saying that. And maybe there's a surprise team that has some saying that. But the Bucks are definitely a contender, and they're absolutely in the conversation. Turns out Hero, Robinson, and Scraps isn't enough for Lillard. Yeah, the fact that Miami refused to add more 2 first-round picks and refused to include Caleb Martin in the deal. And essentially Portland said, don't call us back unless you're willing to include those. And Miami just they never talked again after that. They wouldn't include Caleb Martin. It's crazy to me. I would laugh if Giannis still leaves despite this move. Yeah, Kurt, the funny thing is, this trade may actually make it easier for Giannis to leave Milwaukee. It really can, because Dame's got a long-term deal. He's 33. In 2 years, when Giannis can be a free agent, Dame's going to be 35, a ton of money left. They have no assets to move. None. They've given up everything. They've emptied the entire clip. They gave up a ton to get Holiday. Then they moved him and added whatever they had left and Holiday to get Dame. They have nothing left to move. Nothing. And they're going to be a second apron team, so they can't even get someone off waivers. And they can't do any real deals anymore now, because they're going to be in the second apron if they're not there already. So they're this is their team for the foreseeable future. And even if it's a win now move, even if they win this year or next year, then to them maybe it's worth it, even if Giannis leaves. Because if you look at every team that LeBron left, they all went all in and just organizational fatigue, gave up everything they had to keep him happy and try to win while they had him, and then he left and they were in shambles. Now Giannis appears to be going down that path. So if and when Giannis decides to leave, I still don't think he signs the extension. And like I said, why was he going to sign on to stay with a 35-year-old Dame with a roster that has no movement available, right? No one's going to take Dame at that point. They're going to have that back end of that contract to deal with. So I think at the end of the day that this actually makes it easier for Giannis to leave the Bucks. So especially if he wins one more, like if he gets him 2 championships, hey, I did everything I can for this city, I'm out of here. So I don't think this changes Giannis' situation at all. I think there's still a chance he leaves. I definitely still think that the Lakers are very much still on the table, and I think they'll continue to be. Yeah, gotcha. Where do you think Jrue ends up? Well, like I said, I think he's going to end up. I think there's a handful of teams, and there'll be some sleeper guys, because he's a guy that almost any team would love to have, even if they already have a point guard. The Lakers aren't in position to get him because they can't even have conversations about him until December 15th, and he'll be long gone by then. So let's take the Lakers out of it. And I've got Boston, I've got the Clippers, I've got Miami, if those teams will talk. I still have them, but I do not know if they're going to be able to talk. And those would be the 3 that I would say right now. I would say if he ends up on Boston, and that puts Boston ahead of Miami in the East, in my opinion, and you've got then Holiday on Boston to guard Dame. So if I'm Boston, I do what I can to go get him. They got a ton of picks too. They got pieces they can move. So I would say that. And I would say the Clippers are intriguing. They've got some pieces they can move as far as expiring contracts. If they agree to throw Terrence Mann in a deal, maybe they wouldn't throw Terrence Mann in a deal because they didn't feel Harden was worth it and just didn't want a headache. But to get a player like Holiday, who was solid and, a very good locker room guy and a veteran, maybe they are willing to move Terrence Mann to get someone like Jrue Holiday. So I would say I would rank Boston, Miami, and Clippers probably like in that order. But I don't know if Miami and Portland are talking at this time. I have no idea. Miami fans are some of the most classless people. All my encounters with them had been horrific. Yeah, man, they're delusional as hell. Like they admit no wrong, they admit no blame. Pat Riley can do no wrong, Jimmy Butler can do no wrong. Everyone that leaves their franchise is bums, and they didn't want him anyway. And anyone they get is way better than where they were before. It's just so one-sided. They defined Homer, and the funny thing is, hardly any of them are from that city. So it's like Miami is the most fair weather fan city in the world. People do not show up to their games until it matters. No one really cares about Miami sports, which is really wild. The people who don't live there root for them. It's wild. They bandwagoned on when they won at some point, and they stuck around. So kind of like Clipper fans. So yeah, Miami, they're just not, it's not a very intelligent fan base for the most part. They're really not. And it's funny, they hate LeBron, but the man got them 2 championships, and their franchise would be basically nothing without them. They want to give it all to Dwayne Wade and say that Wade saved LeBron's legacy, but that's all BS. Wade would be out of here with 1 championship if LeBron didn't side with Miami. Let's be real, people. Lillard should be able to heat his Milwaukee home with $40 million a year. This is true. Yeah, he'll have his whole little coal mine out there, man. Do whatever he wants, and he's gonna get $60 million by the end of that deal, Bloodhound. So he's gonna be paid. Karen Williams, thank you for pulling up. Shout out to you. Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you for the continued support as always. Milwaukee wants to appease and keep Giannis, especially his upcoming pending free agency in a couple of seasons. So they were all in on Dame. Yeah, I mean, Giannis started talking, right? He started throwing it out there saying like, hey, if we're not on the same page, what are we doing here? So he basically signaled to the team, do something. He pretty much at the end of the year, like called out his coach without calling out his coach by name. And he pretty much threw it out there that, he needed an upgrade at the point guard position with Holiday. So they don't make this deal without checking in with Giannis. They just don't. Giannis approved this deal. Absolutely. They don't sign Middleton to another extension unless Giannis, they talk to him about that. Same with Lopez. So all of these moves that have happened, Giannis is fully engaged and on board with, including the trading Jrui Holiday, a man who came there and helped him win a championship. Giannis is getting to that Bron level of cutthroat when it's like, hey, look, I'll send flowers. If I can't win with you, I've got to use you to get someone I can win with. And he will send flowers to you on your way out the door. He's getting there, and that's actually a good thing because you need your superstar, you need your top tier guy in the league to have that mentality. You can't be afraid to break up your team or be afraid to be hard on your teammates and be too nice and still want to contend to win championships. It doesn't work that way. You got to have a little snake in you. You do. All the great ones do. You have to. You can't be the nice guy and be loved and liked by everyone and continue to dominate and win on this level. Damn, going to be in Milwaukee rap scene. Yeah, that's true. He gonna be in the Cheesehead beatboxing crew, huh? For real. Sorry to hear about Dan's issue. Hope things can be fixed soon. Yeah, man, it's terrible. It's bad. I feel bad. I feel terrible. But we're definitely gonna support him. Everyone's gonna support him. And like I said, his Cash App is still active. We're gonna figure out some other ways to help him, find other ways to monetize. Like I said, like you guys do with me, I'm not even able to be monetized yet. And I'm able to make some money off this channel with people just, offering support, to my channel. Dan has been doing this a lot longer, been, providing content and providing to YouTube community and his fans much, much, much longer than me. So no, if I'm able to, I know he absolutely can. So it's not the end for him by any means, as far as him continuing to be blessed by the fans and by his chat and by his community. That's going to still happen because he's got a great community over there. It's just going to have to be done in other ways until he gets monetized again. And then the same thing happened to Big Art, shout out to Big Art Sports. Same kind of identical thing happened to him. Same exact thing, basically. So, and the same with him. So, support him through his other ways of getting monetized through his Cash App, and continue to support the creators who don't have the ability to get super chats and all that, because, they're putting in a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of content, a lot of research to get out here and do this. So it's always good to support people when they do that. You know what I mean? So, let me see here. Yeah, I watched DTLS video. He's such a positive guy. Yeah, that's why he's going to be fine, because Dan is a tough dude. He sees the challenge in front of him. He's going to conquer it, I promise. Yeah, big ups. Oh man, Ronda. Oh man. It's all Cuba's fault, man. Everything is Cuba's fault. This whole trade is Cuba's fault. Dame's trade request is Cuba's fault, bro. I'm just telling you. He just shows up and causes trouble. Just nonsense. Blazer did right by Lillard. He's going to a real contender. Yeah, that's the best part about it, is he actually went to a better situation than Miami. I've said this before. Even if he got traded to Miami, I still didn't have them as a favorite in the East, and I still didn't have them as winning a chip. So him going to Milwaukee, he's right there at the top of the East, and he absolutely has a chance to win a chip. So actually, Portland, by not sending him to his desired destination, did right by him. So I 100% agree with you, Bloodhound. Shout out to you. Lakers all day. What's up, my brother? Good to see you. Happy to have you in the building. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for the support. And once again, I'm sorry Kyrie's in Dallas, but we'll have all year to talk about that, man. But what if Holiday goes to Boston? That team will be scary. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. I think Boston's the top of the list. Boston, Clippers, Miami would be the three teams I would expect to be heavily pursuing him. And then, like I said, Boston has the assets and the draft picks and then the maneuverability to do it, and he'd slide right into their starting point guard spot. He'd replace Marcus Smart on the defensive side, and he would be guarding Dame in the playoffs. Obviously I'm a Laker fan, but I'm a basketball fan, and I love competition, and I'm like, that would be crazy. That would be scary. That would be crazy. I don't want it to happen, but I got to talk about it because it's real. That's literally the first thing that came to my mind when he got traded. I'm like, the Clippers and the Celtics, he's a natural fit with. Suns just wanted depth. Yeah, that's what I think. They broke. They took $1 and made 4 quarters. So they wanted depth. They've got to cut a couple of guys now, but shout out to them, man. They went into this offseason with literally no ability to get depth outside of minimum contracts, and they found depth. So shout out to them. Now they gotta have health. They got those three those three at the top with KD, Booker, and Beal, right? You've got them, and now you've got some pretty decent pieces around them. So they're not going to be players in the buyout market for anyone over a mid-level exception. So they can't replace anyone through there. But they do have some pieces that they could make some trades mid-season, but it's going to be a little difficult, but they'll be able to. Come this summer, though, they're really screwed. That roster is locked until they start to break up any of those big three. Can't believe Phoenix moved Ayton to get Grayson Allen, another dirty player to make dirty plays with Book. Yeah, like I said, the depth, and Grayson is filthy. He is dirty, but Grayson can hoop. He's had some moments, and get him over there in that system. And they need some gritty guys over there to help on the defensive end. So, like I said, they clearly prioritized two things in that trade. Three things, really. Getting rid of Ayton's contract, getting rid of Ayton in general, and getting depth. They accomplished all three in that deal. And Nurkic, I believe, has 3 years left on his deal. So they got they got another guy that's locked up for a bit and can't just dip on him. And then they can potentially move later. So I don't hate the move for them. I don't think they got really better or worse. I think they got deeper, and that's probably what they wanted. Grayson dirtier than a toilet bowl. Shout out to the Clippers in their new arena and their toilets. But yes, Grayson is dirty as hell, man. He's been dirty since college. He will only get dirtier. This is a much better package than Miami's package. Yeah, especially what Miami was offering. Every package that you saw out there, what ESPN and all these guys were saying, a deal that could get it done, wasn't even the deal that Miami offered. So yeah, there was no realistic way. They were they were using their media. And shout out to the Portland GM Cronin up there, man, because he was getting, he didn't let Pat Riley bully him. He didn't let the Miami Heat media bully him. Like, that Miami Heat media was so unprofessional and wasn't even being journalists. They were being like mob guys and trying to force and corner this guy to send the guy to their city so they'd have some better stuff to cover for that Heat culture and the Heat way. You know what I mean? It's just so crazy over there. But the Miami media is almost as nuts as their fan base. But they were really trying to bully Cronin into making a bad deal for his team. And the very minute that this trade request came out, everyone was saying he's going to Miami. He's going to Miami. I was against it from jump. I got the receipts to that. I was telling everyone under the sun, I don't think he goes there, and he can't force his way there. He's got too much time left on his contract. I referenced the Paul George trade, all the places he wanted to go. He didn't end up where he wanted to go. Kawhi wanted to go to the Lakers. He didn't end up where he wanted to go. Like, even when the Lakers got Dwight, he wanted to be in Brooklyn. Like I'm saying, like I was adamant from the get-go that there are so many teams that could top that package. I was like, if Brooklyn offers any type of reasonable deal, they'd get him. And he did at the last minute. He had his agent call Milwaukee and Brooklyn and let them know he would accept going to either of those teams if they made an offer to Portland, that they would make a deal, that he would show up and he would play. And that was 10 days before the trade happened. So that happens. And like I said, I always knew Miami had one of the worst trade packages out there. They did. The Miami media tried to make you think differently, but that's not the case. Sorry, I'm struggling, man. My voice here. If Holiday goes to Boston, that team will be scary. Absolutely. Nurkic, a better passer, and won't complain about getting fed. This is absolutely true. Nurkic is tough, and Nurkic can't stand Denver and Joker. That whole situation where they traded him, they chose Joker over him. Obviously, right decision, but he still carries that chip on his shoulder, so that'll be fun to see too. But absolutely right there. Portland is looking to flip Jrui Holiday. Do you think we should try to pursue him in a trade for D'Lo? It's not about if I think we should. We can't. D'Lo is ineligible to be traded until December 15th. By then, Holiday will be gone. So now if Holiday goes to a team and it doesn't work out and someone wants to retrade him later, then maybe. But that's a stretch, and that's a Hail Mary scenario. But I don't believe that Buddy Hield or Holiday will be available for the Lakers by the time D'Lo is eligible to be traded. Let's see. He said, yo, Eric, what up? D Prince, what's up with you? This will probably affect Giannis to Lakers possibility in the future, especially if they get to the finals this season. Again, I actually think that this makes it almost easier for Giannis to leave the Bucks, because what's going to happen here is, even if they win a chip, right? He owes the city nothing. He got them 2 chips. When he's a free agent, Dame will be 35, and with multiple years still left on his contract at a big dollar amount, the team has no way to add anything if something goes wrong. They have no way to get better. None. So it's going to be like that for a while now. So I could see, like I said, Giannis, I don't know if you missed this or if you're just tuning in here, Giannis is kind of getting to that Bron level, to where he will go there and he will burn every organization's assets up to the point where he leaves, and then it's their mess to clean up when he's gone, because he brought you chips, he brought you ticket sales, he brought you this status, and he's earned it. So if you look at Cleveland in 2018, Bron went there and won. They did everything. They got players he wanted. He did it. He was still left because the team used everything they could to build a team around him, and it ran its course. Giannis is going to still face that reality. And when he's sitting there in 2026 and the Lakers have a ton of money on the books, and they've got things available, and they've got the role players already lined up. They're going to have a team built for him to come join. It is not going to be easy for him to turn them down. I'm telling you, he's not going to sign the extension because it makes no sense for him to do so. And the Lakers will absolutely have a chance with him. I don't know if they're going to get him. I'm not going to guarantee that, but they'll absolutely have a chance with him. The money doesn't match for Holiday. The money could match. I don't know which or who you're talking about, but the money could match. Not for D'Lo straight up. There'd be other things thrown in, but keep in mind, D'Lo's contract can be stretched as far as up to like 24 million, up to about Mike Conley's salary range. Then you add something, some stuff on top of it, and you can get within the range of what you can do to get Jrui. You can. So D'Lo alone, no, but it wouldn't take much more than D'Lo to get it because his contract can elevate up to about 24 and a half or something like that in a trade, or it could go down as low as someone like Valanciunas. So that's why I keep telling y'all, like D'Lo's contract is so great because it can go up and down by about $7.75 million north or south in value in ingoing or outgoing trade. That's just if you trade him for one, then you can add other pieces to it. So someone like I gotta look at the math, but someone like you could get, like, again, this isn't gonna happen. I'm just mentioning your comment here. You could get like Holiday for like D'Lo and Taurean Prince, essentially. So mathematically, it may be a minimum guy, but that's all it would really take because, like I said, D'Lo's contract has 7.5 swing in it. Madman was probably trying to trade used heat towels for Dame. Yeah, for sure, man. They were trying to towel that says the Heat way and Heat culture on it with Pat Riley and Alonzo Mourning Swan on it for him. It was just crazy what they thought. My graphic brother Chris, shout out to you. Thank you for pulling up, my guy. And Chris is the one who did. Shout out to Chris, man. He's a killer out here. Shout out to Chris, man. He's the one that did the art here for the video here. So this is hard as hell. So shout out to him with the Dame logo there. So shout out to Chris, as always. Appreciate you, my brother. Let's see here. Jrui Holiday is tough, really. He's super tough. I love Holiday, really do. He's got a player option this summer though, so you got to keep that in mind. Whoever trades for him has to realize that they've probably got to have to look to extend him to have the inside track of keeping him. He's not extension eligible until February, so but he has a player option for next year, which he most likely will opt out of. So you face having to sign him to a long-term contract or have to extend him. So these are things that, that kind of can hamper some things. So think about it. If you're a Laker fan and your eyes are that big 2026 draft, free agent class, and you trade for Holiday and you extend him or you sign him next summer, then you're out of that race. So I don't think that they punt on that for Holiday. I just don't think they do. Let's see. Reg Dog, what's up with you? Appreciate you for pulling up. Thanks for the support as always. Lakers World Order, shout out to you. Thank you for pulling up. Make sure you go check out my boy Lakers World Order over there. Angry Laker fan. Check out a show. He had a show today when the trade went down live. I wasn't able to go live. I had some stuff I was tied up with, and my voice just wasn't right this morning, so I could not go live. But I did do an article. I wrote up an article earlier this morning about the Dame situation. I think it's a pretty good article. It's in my Substack. I've pinned it in the chat. Please check out that article when you get a chance. I would appreciate the support on my writing as well as YouTube. And make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share the video. Like I said, your boy's trying to get his follower count up, his watch hours up, everything up. We're trying to build this community. We're trying to make it bigger and better. And I need the support of everyone to do so. So please like, subscribe, and share the video. You think this year is championship or bust for Milwaukee? I wouldn't say this year. I would say the next 2 years, yeah. But I will say if they got to at least make an Eastern Conference Finals and get to be competitive in that. But like I said, if they make the Eastern Conference Finals and they're competitive in it, or they get to the finals and lose, it's still not a waste. In my opinion, it's their first year together. They got some things to sort out. They got a rookie coach. So I wouldn't say it's a bust, but they definitely have to make the conference finals and put in work there. Let's see. Yep, this is facts. The Lakers are setting them up prime position for the next star once Braun is done. Hope Jrui gets traded to any team in the East except Celtics. Hope not to Flippers too. Well, those are the two guys. The Celtics, the Heat, and the Clippers, I think, are the three leaders in the house to get him. So we'll see. I'm hearing the Kings are a sleeper team to trade for Holiday. Yeah, I heard something about that too. And they've been pretty quiet this offseason. But I'm interested to see what type of trade package. They do need defense. They absolutely need defense, and he's a leader. And that would be a great deal for them. I just don't know if they have more than what the other teams would offer. But yeah, I saw something about that earlier too. I just didn't have them in my my top three. Dame and Mike Jones gonna have a collab album. Mike Jones. Yeah, you might be right there. Yeah, yeah, we've been talking about Dan tonight too. It sucks. It's sad. Definitely was hard to hear today. But again, the community is going to support him. We're all going to support him. I'm going to heavily support him and going to constantly, not that he needs my help because he's got a much bigger platform than I do, but I'm going to constantly, remind people to get over there and support him because he needs it in this time. Let's see. Miami, we bring in the Heat, Bucks, we bring in the Suns to the trade table. Yeah. It was the Heat just overplayed their hand and they were overconfident and they just thought they could bully to get this done. Pat Riley thought they could bully him and they didn't. They weren't able to do it. Without Dame, Lakers in 5. With Dame, Lakers in 6. Yeah, man. I'm not scared of Dame, man. I'm really not. He's a phenomenal player, but I'm just not scared of him. I think the Phoenix Buns upgraded at center by trading Ayton for Nurkic. Ayton is hella soft. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Ayton kind of got just destroyed by Joker, but then again, who didn't? And he just hasn't been the same guy since that 2021 team. He didn't get his extension he wanted. He got less than he wanted, had to be signed to another team and had matched. So there was a lot of drama going on around him. He just didn't want to be there. They didn't want to have him there. And, they finally parted ways. Predicting Suns versus Lakers in the West Finals, Bucks, Celtics in the East, Lakers versus Bucks in the Finals. That's not a bad one. It's not a bad one. I really don't care what the prediction is as long as the Lakers win in it. And Butler complaining about tampering cracked me up when the Heat had to give up their second round for Lowry tampering. Yeah, the Heat's been caught several times doing stuff. And yeah, that's just what Jimmy was trying to do is they try to put in rules saying that players and agents can be hit with tampering stuff now. And that's what he's trying to lead to. It's not going to happen because like I said, his agent was given permission by the Portland Trail Blazers to seek things out. He communicated with those two teams, and that's what Jimmy's talking about, but they already had permission. So that's not going nowhere. YouTube and their monetization. I think it's on purpose at this point because DTLF doesn't do crazy stuff on his page. No, he doesn't. He's got a very professional page. What he does is just pure class and pure information. He's the best around. And sometimes sometimes these dudes just don't want to see other people rise. And that really sucks because Dan is not like that. Dan's been a great supporter of mine. And when I start to do well, he's very supportive of it. And he gets almost as excited as I do when my channel starts doing well. So he's one of these guys who looks out for people and offers them a branch and encourages them to be better. And like, he's not one of these dudes. There's a lot of these dudes out here who will take your support, but not give it back out here. Like as a creator, there's a lot of people who will take all the support you will give them, all the flowers you send their way, but they never reciprocate. They just never will. They will never show you love. You know what I mean? Dan is not like that. And I'm not like that. So that's how we kind of click because we're kind of the same. So like, doesn't matter how big or small your channel is, he shows love. I'm the same way. And there's a lot of other guys that are like that, but there are people out there that just don't reciprocate and just don't like want to see you shine and don't want to see you become like a higher level of competition. Like I don't look at it like that. I look at it as like just like me and my friends and my peers out here talking basketball. And I want everyone to do well. And so does Dan, and he leads by example. So it sucks that it happened to him. But I guess, if this was someone else, if this was someone who I didn't think had it in him, then I'd be a little bit more worried. I'm not worried. I feel bad for him. Obviously, I feel terrible. It's sad, but I don't worry about him because from a standpoint of him not being able to overcome it, because I know Dan and I know he will. And I know he'll be back up and running. He'll be better than ever, stronger than ever. And I know the support is going to be crazy when that's back up and running. I would love to be monetized again, but I really want sponsors. Yeah, like I said, I don't even know, like I'm not monetized yet. So I'm not at the number. Like I said, I'm still too new. So I don't know, like when you get monetized, don't get monetized, how you get monetization taken away from you. I know I've heard a couple people mention about their shorts. I don't know how you got yours taken away, Cuba, but it seems to be like kind of all lining up to similar things. And it's pretty much coming down to, we just have to have straight up original content. And that's it. Like, because these other guys, these big dogs out there, like remember like during COVID, when you started seeing a lot of these DJs, when they who's the DJ that just popped up on Instagram and was just DJing and was just killing everything. He was doing live DJ sets. Man, it's going off the top of my head right now. But a bunch of other people started doing it, and then they shut them all down. They only let a couple of them do it. even though those other guys were still doing the same music these other guys were doing, they shut everyone down, and the powers that be, they were kind of gatekeeping who could do it, and that's kind of what they're doing, here. So it sucks, but it's in every um, entertainment industry of some sort. When you get to a certain point, certain level, they find reasons, and you got to be aware of that. And when it happens to people like Dan, like Big Art in Cuba and things like this, it's a lesson for us all. And that's why I salute to Dan to get up there and not just act like it didn't happen and wait for someone to say, hey, I can't do a super chat. Like, he jumped right up there, jumped in front of it, told everyone what happened, told them the true story, admitted what happened, what went wrong, gave advice to others to avoid the same thing from happening to them. Like, he was a real one about it. So it's just like, but we gotta learn to be careful out here, because it's scary how fast this stuff can be taken from you if you're not careful. And it sucks. Micah, what's up with you? Thank you for pulling up. I appreciate the support. Imagine that for the Lakers, Kobe, Bron, and Giannis. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Statues on statues on statues. I'm trying to tell you. Milwaukee has a tough big three in Giannis, Dame, and Middleton. Yeah, like I said, if you're a team that has Middleton as your third best player, you're in great shape. Everybody needs to hit the like in this video and Substack. Substack, always a great read. Hey, thank you, Chris. Yeah, I appreciate you. Chris is like my editor, man. I sent him over, have him proofread, see what he thinks about it. Yeah, but I'm putting a lot of work on this writing, man. I really wanted that to take off too. I think I'm getting pretty good at it. I've kind of always been a writer. So it's like, I really appreciate if you guys would check that out. Give me some feedback on the articles. Really trying to catch on with that, and maybe build that into something as well as this YouTube thing. So I pinned it in the chat. So go ahead and check out the article about the Dame trade. And once again, I'm sorry about the way my voice sounds and the coughing, but like I said, the boy came back from Vegas, and man, Vegas got the best of me. He thought they were getting Dame, instead they ended up playing. Facts. Gemini Dawn, thank you for pulling up. I appreciate you. Oh, look at the fellow New York Giant fan here. Shout out to you. Let's go, G-Man. Wonder will the Sixers trade Harden eventually? Well, now it's interesting because I could see like a 3-team trade between Philly, the Clippers, and Portland, where Harden gets to the Clippers, Holiday gets to Philly, and Portland ends up with picks and just like maybe even a Terrence Mann or and some expiring contracts. I could definitely see something like that happening now. Like I said, but the Clippers have been unwilling to give up Terrence Mann for Harden, so that's where it comes into play here. So, but maybe if Terrence Mann isn't moved and Philly is able to get Holiday, then maybe they come off their demand a little bit, and we go from there. Watch the Kings trade Malik Monk plus player X for Jrui. Man, that would be crazy. If I'm the Kings, I don't know if I give up Monk, man. That's such a decent salary for what he gives them, and he is just electric for them over there. I don't know if they move him. He's got such a value deal. Do you write an article on Newsbreak yet? No, Cuba, I haven't. You're right about that. I got to do that. I haven't. I've just been on Substack. I've been trying to just get the hang of it and learn a few things and doing it. But thanks for that plug. I'm gonna get over there though. Right now, all my work is on Substack. So yeah, please check that out. Yeah, DJ D Nice. There you go. I knew that. Just man. So when he was doing that like I said, on Instagram, and then a bunch of people started doing it, and the Instagram let it go for a bit, and all of a sudden all these like record labels and companies was coming for everyone, saying, no, you can't do that, but they still let a handful of them do it. So they were picking and choosing who could, and that's again is what happens out here. You got it sucks. Portland is deep now. They're contenders now. They're contenders for the lottery. Bing 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 bing. Man. Young Africa, what's up, my guy? Thank you for pulling it up. I appreciate you, my guy. I hope you're doing great. Curious to see what you think of this trade. I'm sure you got some ideas on it, huh? Phoenix lost in this. I was wondering which angle you was going to take in this. I definitely was. So Phoenix lost in this deal, huh? Yeah, I mean, I like I said, it seems to me like they preferred depth over, in this trade, and getting rid of Ayton's contract and getting rid of Ayton the person. And preferred depth. I just question if that was the best deal they could have got by moving Ayton. I don't know what else was out there. Clearly, I don't think they make that move. They think there's something better. And maybe waiting a little longer would have led to a better offer down the line. But it appears to me they just didn't want to go into the season with Ayton, is kind of what it seems like to me. And to get rid of him and add some depth while doing so, and they accomplished that. But yeah, I don't believe they got better. But like I said, I think they were just trying to get deeper. Bucks versus Heat in the regular season going to be interesting. Yeah, it will be. And It definitely will be. And especially if Holiday ends up in Miami, that'll be extremely interesting. There's a lot of interesting things here going on. There's a lot. So there's already kind of a little bit of a rivalry there. Miami has beat them a couple times in the playoffs. So I like kind of like the three-headed monster, that little triangle rivalry out there between Miami, Boston, and Milwaukee. Man, my voice. Sorry, guys. 325 subscribers, laughable. My guy, you are irrelevant. You can't even. Hey, you're right though, right? Hey, I'm getting there though. Can't even. Man, well, I must be doing something right if I got haters though. That's cool. Do Clippers see Terrence Mann the way the Lakers at Air 15? Yeah, they kind of do, but I don't know why. I don't know about that, because I think they just see Terrence Mann as a valuable contract and a guy they really believe in. He's 27. I think Young Africa called him a 27-year-old prospect, and they just refuse to move him for anyone. So that is interesting. But I don't know if they see him as high as the Lakers see Austin Reeves. I know the league doesn't see him as high as the league sees Austin Reeves. But at the end of the day, they see him some type of way. That's for sure. Let me see here. Vogel looked at Ayton and saw a tall Westbrook, got him out there ASAP. Yeah, for real, facts. It's just they wanted him gone. They didn't rock with him, And like I said, he hasn't been the same since 2021. And when he signed that deal in Indy, he had to get a contract that the restricted free agency that Phoenix had to match. They didn't even want to offer it. They wanted the market to set it. So he was tight about that. So for sure. Let's see here. Jeff, if you're Rob, would you use the 15th roster spot for a non-guaranteed deal on a bruising center? I think they got an idea of who they'd want if and when those players become available, and I think they are just going to sit on that. I don't think they're too worried about the 15th spot right now. I think they will only use that 15th roster spot if it's someone who can crack a rotational spot. Other than that, they're gonna wait and see, and that's what I think. So, yeah, that's how I see it. It's all good. I don't even take it as an insult. Like I said, people come in here, they come into your chat, they come into your channel, they say something, they're paying attention, they're contributing to the watch hours. So to me, I don't got no problem with that. If he wants to come in and give his opinion, talk his trash, it literally does not offend me. It does not affect me one way or another. For people to come out here and take time out of their day to hate on another grown man, that tells me all I need to know about that person, and I really don't need to take them seriously. I just never will. It doesn't bother me at all. Trust me, it doesn't. That guy's clearly got bigger problems than me. Let's see. I'm excited about our Lakers this season. Pelinka got the ingredients now. It's up to Ham to start cooking, literally. Yeah, exactly. Genie did their thing. Rob did his thing. Darvin's got to do his thing. The players got to do their thing. So that's facts. And I'm really excited to see, how they do. Haters gonna hate. Keep up the good work, Jeff. Hey, Roy, thank you. I appreciate that. And you too, Trent. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, it is what it is. I'm not even tripping on that, to be honest with you. Like, you got to take the good with the bad with YouTube. I know what it is. This is nothing compared to how some people hit me on Twitter. Like, people be going crazy over there. So again, it's really nothing. Like, these people are, I don't even take them serious. It's probably like a troll account, a bot account. It's probably someone, these guys come from other channels and do stuff. It's crazy, but I don't even care, bro. And this is very true. Everyone does start small, and I am small right now. But like I said, I don't anticipate being small for long. And thanks to all y'all support. I would definitely watch DTLF, Empire Jeff, Trevor Lane podcast rather than ESPN. Honestly, these guys speak straight facts and keep it real. Then bias ESPN. Yeah, I try to be really objective, subjective. I try to keep it real. I'm a diehard Laker fan, but at the same time, I don't let that cloud my judgment. So I appreciate that, Dean Prince. And yeah, and that's how we all are. That's how you should be. It's okay to have a favorite team, and it's okay to rock for your team, but you can't just always make it that your team is always right and never wrong, and everyone else is wrong. And you got to be objective, and you got to know the game, and you got to be able to talk about it, right? So I don't know what ESPN is doing anymore either, and I don't know what some of these channels are doing, but I just try to keep it a buck. I try to keep it real. try to speak exactly what I'm feeling and be honest with you guys. And you guys, because you've heard me enough already, you guys would know if I switched up, and you guys would know if I wasn't doing that. So I never will. Like, I'm just gonna keep it the same way for real. I'm still mixed about this in-season tournament though, but I'm excited the NBA is back. Yeah, Jonah. I don't know either. Like, well, we'll see. I was kind of about that way with the play-in, and now I love it. So now that it's back, it's now they got this. Well, I'm willing to wait it out and see. I'm excited to see how. I do like that it's going to make the regular season more important. I do like that's going to force these guys to play, and so that I don't mind. Gang, I'm here late. Dante, you all good, man? I'm a little earlier than normal today. Like I said, I'm a little under the weather. My voice is kind of shaky, so I wanted to try to do this before I lost my voice completely. So thank you for pulling up, even though you're late. It's all good. That's what replays the floor, my guy. Appreciate the support no matter what. Appreciate you, Chris. Appreciate you. Now you missed kind of a lot. But basically just doing a rundown on here. So like I said, the replay will have it for you, no doubt. Couldn't watch Trevor Lane trying to downgrade Sunday depth after trade. Couldn't listen to that first day. Hey, I mean, everyone's got their opinion, right? Everyone's got it. Like I said, mine is pretty much, I look at everything from all different angles and try to find kind of an educated opinion from all parties involved, and then kind of take the discussion from that point. Some people, I'm not saying Trevor does this at all. I'm saying some people only see it from their team's perspective, and that's fine. They're like, that's my job. I only cover my team. And that's great. But I kind of pride myself on covering the whole league, even though I'm a Laker fan, but I do cover the whole league. And so with that, I have to be objective for real. Yeah, man, I think it's a strong chance he gets to the finals. Absolutely. Health, but as you know, man, health is going to play a role, Africa. And Dame, Giannis, and Middleton are all going to have to be healthy to make that happen. But let me ask you this. Do you have them as a slam dunk favorite? Do you think they completely clears the East, or do you think the Celtics can at least make them sweat? Curious what you think about that. So off the season is just around the corner, man. Let's LFG Lakers all day. Yes, sir. Cannot wait for this. That is a fact. I hope this forces Giannis to guard wings on the perimeter. Yeah, I mean, I hope it makes it to where he can't hide now. Even though I'm not saying he was hiding, but like his coach supposedly wouldn't let him do it. So that was interesting. So so this was Sun. Couldn't watch Trevor Lane trying to downgrade Sun's depth after the trade. Couldn't listen to that. Okay, gotcha. Okay. I thought you talk about, like, I didn't see a video on Sunday, but yeah. Looking forward to unrealistic Laker fan takes, like trade D'Lo for Jrue and then flip him for Miles Turner. Come on, man. That's the best part of the season, is when people go on that limb and start talking that craziness. Legit one of the best times. Like, they come out with like randomness, man. Oh, man. Yeah. Celtics lost their depth though. I mean, the Celtics are, but they're extremely top heavy. When you talk about, like, this, just through the starters are probably going to go with right now: Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Robert Williams, Kristaps Porzingis, Malcolm Brogdon still on the bench. I mean, that's a solid 6 right there. Al Horford on the bench, like, that's a solid 7. So playoffs, you don't typically go deeper than 8 or 9. So they're right there, So they're maybe a piece or two. They add Holiday. And man, that team could be scary. And I'm curious to think if Africa, if they added Holiday, what do you think that changes the dynamic for the Bucks in the East? I would never choose depth over a young center's top draft pick. Yeah, but I mean, would you consider him? He was a top draft pick, but would you consider him not worthy of the position that he was drafted in? I'm curious about that, because he was a number 1 overall pick, and not that they've ever really done a lot to, like, bring him along. Maybe he'll be better with that in Portland, but he's definitely underperformed as a number 1 pick for sure. Yeah, Trevor was saying Suns' depth got worse. Well, that's interesting. I don't know how their depth got worse when they added bodies, playable bodies. Maybe their overall talent got lower. I can maybe see that, but as far as their depth, I don't know about that. Brogdon is trying to bounce. He definitely is. So that's what I'm saying. If you can get Holiday for Brogdon, then I mean, because they already tried to trade him once, seems to be a little tight about that. So we'll see. I feel he never got that opportunity of number 1 pick. He still have you 17-10 as a third option. Yeah, that's what I mean. And I think maybe he'll get a chance now in Portland, is because he never really He was caught in that weird situation where he was a number one pick, but you had Booker there. And then you get CP3 there. And his best year was CP3's first year. And it really was because of CP3. And then when CP3 started to decline and get hurt, then Ayton wasn't the same. So he's gonna have to play with a CP3 Rondo type guard in order for him to thrive, because he's not a guy who can really get shots on his own. But it's just, I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of Ayton. He's a decent player, but he's not like a guy that I would like have to have or would be scared to get rid of. We got to stand pat. Lakers make teams get crazy. This is true. Ayton will shine with Blazers because he can be their star. I don't know about a star. Like, maybe I'm a little too low on Ayton, but I think maybe you guys are a little too high on Ayton. So maybe we'll meet in the middle there. Let me see here. Because, like I said, Ayton has never been a guy that like I said, I think you have to have, like, that I'd be looking at like, okay, this guy is a must have. Like, I got to trade him. I'll give up assets for him. Like, just never seen him as that. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. My computer started tripping there for a second. Okay, let's see here. I'm intrigued with the combination of Scoot and Ayton. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Scoot, man, I'm really high on Scoot. I think Scoot has potential to be a star by year 2 or 3. I really think he's good if he can stay healthy. I really think he can really blossom in Portland, and they're going to have him for a while. So, that's just one thing. They had to make room for him. That's why I think, like, I saw someone say that, like, it doesn't mean that, like, that Tyler Hero wasn't good or wasn't worth it. They didn't need him. They've got all these young guards. They didn't have a need for Tyler Hero. So Tyler Hero is a good ball player, but he's not a guy that Portland had to have in a trade, because it would just be a repeated part. So it didn't make any sense for them to do that. I think Lakers have one of the deepest depth. Some people don't realize you can't just throw a bunch of big names together and expect it to work. They all need to have a defined role and understand. Yeah, this is true. Absolutely true. Ayton and Williams beef kind of affected his morale. Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. Jeff, do you Harden get traded before training camp starts? That one I would say I don't know. I don't know if he does get traded before training camp starts, just for the simple fact that Philly, we've seen Philly do this with Ben Simmons. They'll hold on to it till the deal comes about that they want to do, and they have not. They won't show any like real reason to do it. So they'll wait it out, and if the offer comes away that they like, they'll act on it. But if not, I could see them just saying, "Go sit over there, and we'll do what we got to do." But they got some pressure on them, because Embiid's going to start applying pressure of wanting to get another guy in there to play and help him win games. And with this new player participation rule, like, these guys have to play. You can't just send a guy home like the Rockets did with John Wall. Like, you can't do that. Here. Hey, Jeff, I got which team did Coach Monty Williams go to? He went to Detroit. He got a bag from Detroit, super bag. I'm curious, the Warriors lineup, will CP3 start or come off the bench? There's rumors that he's going to start, and Steve Kerr keeps saying they have 6 starters. So I don't know. I mean, if you're starting CP3, then that means that either Looney or Wiggins is going to the bench. So that's going to be interesting. I think he went to Detroit. Yeah, he went to Detroit. But that's for the Warriors. It's good. They got some tough decisions. I have no idea what they're going to do, but they just they got a lot to sort out there. Like I said, they traded for Chris Paul for his contract, not the player, and I don't expect him to be there, past the trade deadline, honestly, unless it just fits incredibly and they're playing great. I just don't see it. But we'll have to wait and see on that. But outside of that, guys, my voice is starting to go here, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down for the night. I'll be back most likely with you guys tomorrow. Hopefully I don't lose my voice completely. But I want to thank y'all for pulling up. Thank you for the continued support. As always, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Share the video. You can find me everywhere up here in the left-hand corner of the screen, www.linktr.ee/EmpireJeff. Everything I'm involved with, you can find me there, as well as here on YouTube at EmpireJeffTV. I want to thank you guys so much for the continued support, all the DMs, all the messages, all the comments, all everything. You guys inspire me every day, and you guys motivate me to continue to do this. And once again, make sure you guys, stay tuned in to Daniel Lakers Fans channel. Get over there and support him. Instead of your instead of your super chats, make sure to donate to his Cash App until his monetization returns. And we got to support the big brother over there, man. He's so generous to everyone else. So thank you all for pulling up. I greatly appreciate you. And going to check the replay if you came in late. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Appreciate y'all.